This podcast contains mature language. Listener discretion is advised.
Previously on the Lost Mine of Phandelver, our heroes, Val, Grenton, and Kismet, continued their assault on the Red Brand's hideout beneath Tresender Manor. Finding a wizard's laboratory, they discovered the identity of the Red Brand's leader. The Glassstaff was none other than Inaro Albrecht, the missing representative of the Lord's Alliance they'd been searching for. Enraged at the discovery, they attacked the remaining Red Brands, and after interrogating one, they learned that the Glassstaff was in league with the mysterious figure known as the Black Spider. However, they were attacked by several bugbears. Kismet was savaged, forcing Grenton to leave him behind. As Val and Grenton tried to flee, Grenton was subdued by the attackers, leaving Val to escape alone. House of Crit presents The Lost Mine of Phandelver, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons adventure podcast. Chapter 11, The Echo of Vengeance. As your coin tumbles out of your hand, you watch it bounce a little bit on the small rocks here at the entrance to this small cave fissure. You see the light of the sun is starting to go down behind the tree line. What does Val do?
Do I hear anything following me still?
And give me a perception check.
8.
8. You don't hear any sounds coming out of the cave, nothing that sounds like a pursuit. You just hear the woodland sounds here at the edge of the woods. As you turn away from the cave, you look back and you see that you're looking at the town from the north side. You can, a small ways away, you can see the path that you and your comrades had followed to circumvent the town to approach the manor.
I need time to regroup, so I'm gonna attempt to go through the same path that we took to get here.
Okay, heading to where?
The only place I know that it might be safe right now, which is that shrine.
Back to the Shrine of Luck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, as you slowly walk down the rough roadway here, a little more than a dirt path that leads out from the town into the woods. You follow it back into town, and
Do I see anything different with the town, like maybe more red brands or things like that?
Give me one more perception check.
12.
12. You don't see any red brands. Just now, as the last bit of the sunlight is starting to fade, you catch a glimpse of a figure very far off in the distance, walking across the road, following the main road through the center of town. You guess it might be Berethan after closing up for the day, but they seem to be walking pretty nonchalantly.
I crouch down,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to reach with my hand back as if my brother was actually right beside me, and then I realize that he's not there, and I just put my arm down and try to avoid that and make my way to it. Try.
Okay. So you walk kind of following the road, but not down the center, much in the same way that you all had left the town, keeping close to the buildings. And as you get to the shrine, you see the flickering light through the stained glass windows. The candles are still lit. And as you stop for a moment to observe, you see a shadow pass by. Clearly somebody's inside.
Is any of the windows themselves, like any of the spaces, are clear enough for me to look through?
Give me an investigation check.
19.
19. Most of the windows are stained glass, but you can see at a few of the joint areas, very, very small, there are a few, maybe pieces about this big, that are missing from a few of the windows that peer directly inside. And so you kind of get up close, put one eye to it, and you see Sister Gariel and Silder are sitting at they've moved the tables back the way that they were originally, and the two of them seem to be eating, looks like porridge or stew. You can't really tell through one squinted eye. And they seem to be speaking low, but you can't really hear through this tiny opening.
What time of day is this now?
It is now sundown.
And there's no major activity around the area. I don't want to just go in and they're waiting for me.
No, the two of them are still sitting, or just sitting in the shrine. You look around, you don't see any townsfolk moving about. You've seen pretty much the town, the whole time you've been here, almost completely abandoned.
I take out the letter,
Mm-hmm.
and I look at it, and it actually see that it says Yarno, which is who Sildar actually sent out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'm gonna confront him right now, but I have my mace ready, but on the side behind me.
Okay, so you've got the mace just on the belt hook, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I go to the front door, and I knock.
Okay. After a couple of knocks, you hear from the inside a scraping sound. Sounds like a chair pushing back, and then you hear the heavy kind of 2x4 that's used as a brace on the door lift up, and you hear the latch click, and the door is slightly starting to be pulled over, and the very first thing you see is the glint of steel as there's a crossbow bolt aimed right through the crack as the door is only opened about an inch. And you see Silder's eye all the way down the crossbow brace.
Open up.
He pulls the crossbow. You see him nod to the side, and the door is pulled open. You see Gariel's behind the door, pulling it open.
I want to push him to the ground.
All right, make an attack roll.
Unarmed?
Yeah, just your strength bonus plus proficiency.
Strength bonus plus proficiency. That will be a 21.
That you make contact with him as you put your hands on him and start to push, and he starts to pivot out of the way. Go ahead, give me, you're trying to push him over, like knock him to the ground?
Yeah, back.
Okay, go ahead, give me an athletics check, and he's gonna try to use dexterity.
Athletics?
Mhm.
13.
13. We have a modified 20 here as he pivots to the side and you go spilling forward, and he does not lower the crossbow. He still has it kind of up, but he's not aiming it towards you, nor is he letting go. He goes, "What?
Did you know?
No what?"
Yarno is one of them.
He looks at the letter
I fucking throw it at him.
and catches it.
And like, thanks to you, my brother's fucking dead.
He slowly you see as he reads the letter, you see him slowly lowering the crossbow, and you just see his face start to fall.
I start making fist.
And he just
Did you know?
crumples the letter and he throws it on the ground. I didn't know. I had no idea.
We've been set up. They
Yeah,
knew
we have.
everything. I didn't even have to be here.
And you see him, he slings the crossbow and rubs his eyes. He walks over to the main table and just kind of taps it with his fist, and he slams his fist into the table. It's just like crack form in the thin wood of it. He goes, this makes a very, very horrible sense.
When was the last time you talked to him?
2 months ago when I dispatched him. He'd served with us for years.
Yeah, he's been feeding information for years. He knows everything. And more. Who knows what else? Who else he made contact with?
And his shoulders just slump. And in this moment, he goes from being this image of an older but very, very strong soldier. And you just now see the old man.
I walk up to him.
Is. And he just looks at you and says, I'm so sorry.
I grab him by the shirt and lift him up.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
I fall forward, I guess.
What did you roll?
I roll a 1.
A 1? Okay, you grab him. I mean, you grab him by the shirt. He makes no move to stop you whatsoever. You reach in just under his kind of patchwork goblin leather armor that he's still wearing. Just grab him by the shirt scruff. And you try to pull, and he's giving no resistance, but he just very softly puts his hand on your hand. He goes, I'm sorry, son.
I'm sorry it's not gonna bring my brother.
No.
I'm sorry it's not gonna bring Kismet either.
It's just...
Be really sorry about this. I need to get him back. His body. Whatever's left of him. I know exactly where it is, how to navigate. Just come with me. Let's go get that. Then we part ways.
And as you're saying, he hadn't taken his hand away, but Sister Gariel places her hand on yours.
I move it.
And go ahead and give me an athletics check.
But I slowly, I'm not trying to like... It's not 1 again.
1. Her hand doesn't move. You try to push against it, and her strength just holds you in place, and she looks at you and she says, we'll get them back. All of us. We will finish this. There's always hope. There's always a chance. That's what Timora teaches us.
I laugh and I don't want to hear anything else about Timora. I called out for help and she was not there. It's just like everything was stacked against us. They knew we were coming. There's multiple people. We encountered 3 bugbears. And as he was trying to save Kismet, he couldn't. We were running, and then last thing I saw is just they grapple him into the ground. I couldn't help it. I just had to keep running.
There was no way to win an unwinnable situation.
Well, somehow I'm gonna try to get him back.
And we will. We will get him back. We will get them both back. Timora is still with us in this, whether you believe it or not.
Where can I find a sword? Kind of drop my mace like onto the floor.
Do you still have Silder?
I'll let him go.
Silder's kind of rubbing his neck, and as you do this, you can see, as he's kind of adjusting his shirt, you see this really jagged scar, actually, from his chest. It kind of wraps around his neck a little bit. And he says, I know what it's like to lose friends, brothers. We're gonna get them back. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna drag Yarno out of that fucking manor
He already
by his
left.
face.
he already left. By the time we got to his quarters, he had already gone through like secret passages and just like disappeared. He left everything else.
If he thinks that he won, if he thinks you are all dead or run off, he's a wizard. They're arrogant as hell. He'll come back. He's not gonna... He has this whole town. At least he thinks he does. Why would he run far? He was probably, I don't know, invisible in the corner or some stupid thing. Wizards are cowards.
I don't. If he better not be there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, in this one thing, I hope you're wrong. Because I'm gonna make him answer for this. If I have to drag him in pieces back to Neverwinter myself, I will.
If I find him, you're not gonna be able to drag him over there.
Honestly, at this point, whatever we bring back is good enough for me. Doesn't have to be alive.
I look at the mace on the floor. I ask him, "Do you have another sword?"
He looks down and you see he still just has a goblin scimitar that he recovered.
Let's go get something.
But Gariel goes,
We can ask Lynette. I'm sure Lynette would be more than happy to give us a hand here. Are we ready to go now?
Yes.
Alrighty then. Just give me a moment to get ready. You two promise if you have to settle anything to take it outside. We don't have too many furniture makers in town anymore.
I go outside. I just walk out.
okay.
And I'll wait.
As you head outside, you see Silder's just arms crossed, just looking furious. And Gariel goes into her quarters. You hear the door, as you were closing the door, you hear that door close. And about 5 minutes pass as you're outside. And you hear the occasional hooting of what you guess is a barn owl, but there's no other sounds. And then the door opens again. Silder's the first to step out. And Gariel follows behind him. And you see now she's wearing a chain shirt over her dress, as well as a blue traveler's cloak with a kind of priestly mantle. And she says,
Follow me. If I know Lynette, she's still at home. And between any favor I may have with her, as well as an official representative of the Lord's Alliance, will be able to acquire anything that we need for this.
and she starts heading down the street. Do you follow?
How tired am I? Like, do I look like I'm still like super exhausted, but like full of adrenaline, or?
Right now, you are so amped up that you can tell when this is over, you're probably going to sleep for a very long time, but you've got that almost electric second wind kind of pumping through you, where it's like your brain is registering the pain and the aches, but the mind is so on fire right now. The physical stuff is barely registering.
I follow.
Okay. And you see Silder has his crossbow slung to one side, and he's got his hand kind of resting on it, but just kind of looking around, keeping it down. Gariel, as opposed to how you guys have been going to, she walks right down the center of the main street, almost daring something to happen. She gets to the main intersection, she makes a right, heading straight for the Lion Shield Coster. And as she gets there, she looks up and you can see the second story of the building. There appears to be a few lights on up there. She walks right to the front door and just right on it. And go ahead, give me a perception check.
11.
11. You hear some faint rustling on the other side of the door, and a little bit of a metal kind of tink sound almost.
Okay.
And Gariel says,
Linnen, open up, won't you? We need your assistance in a very urgent manner.
you hear this as the latch is slid. It sounded like a crossbar was being slid across. The door is pulled open, and there's Linnen holding a short sword in one hand, ready to kind of come around the door if necessary. She just pulls it open.
Hi. Yeah. Come in, come in.
She pulls the door open. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Okay, Gariel, you...
I want to take one last look before, like, outside as I
Okay.
step in.
One more perception check for me.
I don't know if anybody's following us. 11.
11. At this point, with the light in the town being very dim, a few candles burning in a couple of windows, you don't see anything whatsoever.
Yeah. Since I still have that cloak on, I just like put that thing on and go in.
Okay. You hustle in. Silder takes one look outside, comes back in, and he walks over to the front window, and you see him kind of nudge one of the curtains open ever so slightly, and he's just standing there looking back and forth between outside the window and back into the main room. And you see Linnen push the door close and slide this iron beam that's about an inch or two thick through a couple of handles to lock it into place. As you guys walk into the center of the coster, Linnen slides the short sword that she had back into the scabbard that she's got attached. And you look at her now, and before she had on kind of plain work clothes. You see now she's wearing more of a, not evening gown, but just more of a plain dress, like she was kind of just done for the day. But cinched right on top of it is a scabbard. This woman is clearly ready to go at a moment's notice. And she looks over at the three of you, and she looks you up and down. She goes,
Hey, what happened?
We got ambushed. They knew
No.
we were coming.
No.
They didn't make it. But I want to go back and try to get what's left.
By their souls find peace, but peace isn't for us yet. You look a bit worse for wear. We're gonna end this, eh? I think I got just the thing.
and she goes behind her counter and she pulls up this kind of smallish chest about yay big and puts it on top and reaches into her dress and kind of moves it to the side. She has a small pouch that's kind of cinched onto the scabbard and pulls a ring of keys, flinks through it, pulls one key, puts it in the lockbox and just opens, and it looks like a heavy iron chest. And from the side, you see in it is like velvet or felt. It looks like fine cloth in there, and you can see a few potions laying in there. And she pulls one potion out that's bright red. She looks it over. She goes,
Been saving this for dire situation, and I think you need this more than I, son.
she hands it to you.
It's a superior healing potion. I would quaff that right now if I was you.
How much is this?
Don't worry about that.
I down it immediately.
All right. You regain 4d4 plus 4 hit points.
4d4. only got 3.
Have one on the DM, sir.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Plus 4.
It's 12.
All right, you regain 12 hit points.
Thank you.
Where does that get you back to?
That gets me to 27.
Excellent. You feel the weariness and the exhaustion just slowly wash away from you. And you're still tired from a very, very long day, but the impending need to rest for now at least is gone, and all you feel is just the heightened electric adrenaline of wanting to finally get this done. And Gariel says, then I will repay you for that as soon as we can. And Linen goes, you remove them red rents, it'd be payment enough. What else you be needing?
Since I don't have my mace anymore because I left it behind. Do you have any swords available here that me and Silder can actually probably maybe use?
Aye, I have a couple of long swords there on the rack. Take what you need. Silder looks over, takes one last glance out the window, walks over and he pulls the long sword off of a weapon rack off to the side, slides it out, looks it over. This is good steel. It's very good steel. Slides it back in. He takes the scabbard and you see him untie the loose rope he'd been using to holster his goblin scimitar. Unties it, sets it on a shelf, starts to strap it on. He gets some of you. You have any armor as well? The goblins aren't exactly renowned armor smiths. Aye, what are you familiar with? He goes, what's the best you got? I have a set of chain that your friend over there helped recover. Yeah, that'll do. Val, do you know how to handle yourself in heavier armor?
I wanna. So the longsword is still in the rack, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanna pull the sword right after his head then, and actually like do it like a small.
Like a flourish?
Like a flourish, yeah.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
13.
13. That's enough. You pull a sword and the weight is heavier than what you're used to. But after all of your experiences and watching your brother handle his weaponry, it's not entirely unfamiliar. And at this point, the weight of the steel feels natural in your hand. And so, as part of your leveling, give yourself proficiency with martial weaponry, please.
Yes. I'm gonna get that asshole.
And at this point, you see Linen coming around her counter, and on one of the armor mannequins is a set of chainmail that's on display, and she starts to pull it off, and she starts walking over to Silder, and Silder goes, Val, do you know how to handle the armor, or are you more familiar with the scale mail that you're wearing?
I mean, this falls under medium armor still, correct?
Chain is heavy.
No.
That's all right. When this is all over, I'll teach you. But for now, if you don't mind, I'll take it.
It's fine.
And so he starts to strap it on, and Linen gives him a hand. It takes about 5 minutes to strap all of it in. It's a little quicker process than you're used to seeing with Grenton, only because Silder's nowhere near as big. But they get the leather straps properly adjusted. He kind of fits the shoulders into their proper place. You see him pull a sword, kind of moves his arms a little bit.
Well, it's best for not being perfectly fitted, but it's far better than what I had. Is there anything else anyone needs? Val, you sure?
So, player to DM.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything else, basically, but I did let go of the mace.
Okay. So you are now toting a longsword.
Okay. So what would be the damage on a longsword? It would be a 1d...
1d8 if you are using it one-handed.
Mm-hmm.
If you are using it two-handed, it does 1d10.
Okay.
Each of those are also plus your strength modifier, as it is a melee weapon.
So
Either 1d8.
proficiency plus the...
Proficiency is not added to damage.
No, I was talking about
The attack?
the attack.
The attack roll is still your strength plus proficiency, same as your mace.
Got it. All right. And the attack, it would be just a normal, like 1d8 plus 2, or in this case, because it's the strength value, right?
Yep. If one-handed, it would be 1d8 plus 2 on a hit.
Got it.
And as you're kind of still pulling it, kind of still getting used to the weight, you hear the familiar clank of somebody wearing heavy chainmail approach you, and you look over and Silder's fully strapped into it. He goes,
Here, let me help you with that. Pull the sword again.
I go ahead and do that.
and he helps you ever so slightly position your hand so the balance of the weapon suddenly feels just a hair lighter, giving you just more power on the swing as you kind of mime how you would properly utilize the weapon. Go ahead, and this gives you the duelist fighting style for your level up as we proceed here, which gives you a +2 to melee damage attacks if you are wielding a single-handed weapon.
Got it.
So for ease of reference, if you want to add that also onto your damage rolls, remember it's if you
So it will be
It's
damage
one-
type will be +4 in this case.
1d8 +4 if you're using it one-handed. If you use it two-handed, you don't get this benefit.
I got a shield, so
Yep, so you're toting it one-handed at the moment.
okay. All right.
Silder goes,
I think we're as ready as we're going to be. Gariel,
Gariel looks over at the two of you and nods, walks over to Linen. And Gariel stands a good 6 inches taller than Linen. And Gariel walks over and places her hands on Linen's shoulders and just gives her a soft kiss on the forehead. And she says,
thank you, Linen. I promise you, we will see this through.
Linen goes,
Aye, you damn well better.
and with a little grin, Gariel leaves the shop. You follow?
Can I leave my pack here? I asked Lennon, like, would it be possible if I just leave my backpack here? I want to go as quickly as possible.
Aye, I'll hold that for you.
And I hand her the pack that has the Phandelver's pack book,
Okay.
and it has the chest with the 200 gold and gems.
Okay.
I still have like a little bit other smaller backpack on the side.
Okay, so this is the large.
Yeah, this is like the large satchel side.
Oh, okay, your big sack that you were
Yeah.
carrying. Okay, so she takes it and she goes,
I'll keep this safe for you. Damn well, make sure you come back for it though. This isn't a storage depot.
Oh well.
Good.
And I
Now
go.
go fuck them up.
This time I actually want to go straight down the middle of the road.
all right. So you walk right past Silder and Gariel and start walking right down the main road. All right, go ahead and give me a perception check.
13.
13. As you cross through the main intersection of town, you start to come closer and closer to the Stonehill Inn. And as you guys are walking by, the door opens and 3 red brands step out. And one goes,
Well. I really didn't think you'll be stupid enough to try this again. But here we are.
Can I attempt to do Toll of the Dead on him? Or, like, I'm just furious. I can't remember. I'm just gonna attempt to, like, just fucking, like, point at him and, like,
all right,
just go for it. Do I recognize him, too, before we do anything?
give me, you know, this is kind of a double, so give me an insight check for both things that are about to occur.
Insight? Would be 14.
14. This kind of looks like the guy from the gates, from what you remember seeing, the guy that walked away. And also, given your dropping of the coin and renouncement, that faint essence, light almost, that you would keep in the back of your mind, what you felt was the touch of Timora, is not gone, but diminished. You're extremely uncertain that you would be able to summon any magics, but you can certainly try.
So, nothing else happens. I see that as I'm pointing stupidly at somebody.
You're looking at him with all of the hate and rage in the world.
Just pull that longsword and just go for it.
All right, initiative. I love it.
Oh, it's the first 20 of the night.
Oh, and we're starting off with a critical, sir. What's the total?
20.
20 total.
How's a crit? Oh, this guy's pissing me off so much.
Alrighty. And Silver. Okay. First up, sir, is you. Now, these gentlemen are about 20 feet away from you all. As you are standing in the main street, they are standing directly in front of the Stonehill Inn. But as you pull the sword and take off, running in their direction, they have yet to react. What do you do?
I want to attempt to do... I know that magic is chaotic right now inside me, but as I'm running, I want to actually invoke duplicity.
Okay.
And try to create confusion between them, because I'm guessing they're like either in a line or they're right there by the door. And I can see... Is there a space right behind them?
There are about 5-6 feet in front of the door, so there's a little bit, like another person could stand behind them.
Okay, so I want to get 15 feet in.
All right, so you're almost right in front of them.
And I want to do invoke duplicity. Like if they're like 1, 2, 3, like in a triangle formation, I want to try to put them right in.
Right. So they're standing in this position. You want right behind them.
Right behind them.
All right. You try to summon your duplicate.
Yep.
All right. As you let that charge of magical energy go, that what you used to feel was the essence of Timora in this now diminished state, it's a mere echo of what you were used to, but it still manifests. But now it manifests longsword, shield, and you have summoned your first Echo Knight feature. What do you do?
I actually attack from behind.
All right.
The echo.
Alrighty. Attacking the one center or one of the two flanking?
The one that's been talking shit.
All right. Let me see the attack roll.
That would be a 12.
12 is enough to hit.
All right.
Let's see the damage on this.
So 1d8 plus 4. I'll make it 11.
11 damage.
And it came from
Behind?
behind.
What you see right as you run up to them is you manifest the echo in this spectral longsword. Pierces right out of the center of his chest. And you see his eyes go wide, he just and drop right there. And the other two immediately, what the? As they're looking behind, as this faded, almost ghost-like echo of you is standing there, the sword still there, and just looks at the two of them and smirks and pulls the sword back. Now, I believe that was just your bonus action, or was that your main action?
That is. It's actually as a bonus action to manifest it,
Manifest it.
to move it.
Mm-hmm.
But then attack it would be actually
Is your full action?
that's
Okay.
a full action. And there's also and just so okay, it has 1 HP only.
Okay.
But its AC is 16.
AC is 16? Okay.
This is 14 plus proficiency.
Alrighty.
And any saving throws, it uses my saving throws.
Alrighty.
And it can move 30 feet regardless. No, not as an action, it just can move. So what I'm gonna do is, it's actually like float. He's really walking, but he will like float towards the other side of the guy.
Okay.
And then I would like to the one on the left. But my remaining 15 feet, I'm gonna get right in front of him too.
Okay, so you're gonna have, you want the echo to come around in front of one and you're gonna come in front of the other?
Yeah, after he actually hit the first guy, I want him to like move right behind as I'm like approaching that second
What you
one.
see in this spectral form of yourself is its feet aren't quite there. The echo seems to almost dissipate right at the ground, and it doesn't quite move as it sort of twitches in and out a little bit as like a bad radio television signal, kind of jumpy, and it just quivers for a second and just immediately
Yes.
shoots right in front of it. And this guy's just trying to figure out what is going on in this moment right as you run up on his compatriot there. So we are to Gariel. You see Gariel point and snap her finger towards the one in front of your echo, who has to make a saving throw against Sacred Flame. And he fails, taking 8 damage. So you see this radiant burst as he's looking around, unaware, hears a snap, all of a sudden this blast hits him, searing the side of his face and kind of charring his shoulder. He's still up, and in this moment he's fumbling for his short sword. But Gariel looks over and goes, "Sildur, dear, give him a hand." And we are now to Sildur, who comes up with the heavy crossbow, letting one fly at the same one that Gariel charred. And for Sildur, that is a 16 to hit. 1d10 coming in for another 7 damage.
A heavy crossbow.
Uh-huh.
Oof.
Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it? Plugs him right in the burn area. And you see him drop half to one knee. He's still alive, he's gasping, he's clutching his shoulder. And it is the gentleman in front of you's turn.
Good, he can try.
He can certainly try. He pulls his short sword, come up with an upward swipe at you. And that is a 12 to hit.
Nope.
Parry that with your shield. Comes in with the second to try to hit, and 15 to hit. Just not making any contact with it. He comes up, spins the blade around in a really cool way. Apparently this guy's practiced this for a while, but still just ricochets off of the shield. And the other guy who's still kind of on the ground, or close to the ground clutching, tries to swing at your echo. That's just spooking the hell out of him. 13 with the first, and a 14 with the second. He's just unable, he's just like swinging widely trying to hit your echo, just unable to really grasp what's going on. And sir, we're back to you.
The one on the floor is still alive.
Yes, yeah, he's kind of almost down to one knee, kind of like trying to ward off your echo with his short sword.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna try to stab the one that's the echo behind and I'm in front. But as I'm actually trying to attempt to actually...
So the echo's in front of this guy here, you're in front of this guy here.
Okay, so what I was trying to say before is that I was moving towards the second guy, not the one that was on the floor.
Oh, okay, so you're in front of that.
I had the other guy moving right behind, and then I just like started going towards the one on the left, not the one that's on the floor. So I'm kind of ignoring the one on the floor.
Okay, so we'll have the echo sort of bamf behind the guy who's that you're currently in front of the hale and healthy guy for the moment.
I know that we're not using
grid?
but not a grid like advantage or anything because since
we're not using flanking. No.
So, but I do want to create that idea that he's just like getting like confused, like where is it coming from, you know?
Okay. For your bonus action, I will in this moment let you use the echo to perform the help action. Go ahead and give me a performance check or intimidation, your choice.
Okay. It's a 5. Actually, it's kind of cocked.
That looks cocked to me.
13.
13. That is enough to get this Red Brand's attention. He's not quite able to focus on either you or the echo. Your attack has advantage.
I will go ahead and attempt to long sword right through him.
Try to run him through. All right.
It's actually the same echo's actually kind of doing the same motion.
You guys are mirroring each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that still cocked, kind of?
It looks like it from here, but we're kind of at the corner. It's wiggling, that's cocked. Yeah, it shouldn't wiggle that much.
It's still good. 16.
16 is enough to hit. Let's see the damage.
That's 10.
10 points of damage. You come in, pierce right through his left lung area, and you feel the armor on the other side rupture as you punch all the way through him, and at the same time your Echo's blade is coming through, skewering through the other side.
Since I knew, I'm actually like trying to go like this, so his sword ends up.
Yeah, I was about to say, the spectral sword is just glinting past your shield, but you both run him through simultaneously, and you just feel dead weight now on your blade.
So is he dead?
He is expired.
Okay. I wanna like take out my sword and just, since I can't move, I'm gonna stay in the same spot.
Okay.
To prevent like anything attacks opportunity.
The other one is 10 feet from you, so...
10 feet?
Yes.
So I'll actually step forward towards him, and I want my Echo Knight to follow suit, to actually move like
do the same
through me.
Through, oh. Go ahead, give me another intimidation check. That is beautiful, I love it.
16.
16. You see, the wounded Red Brand here is just absolutely terrified. And as the echo comes through you, do you have it pass through him?
Yeah, like through here, going towards the right, like passing and getting to the right, his right, while I'm going towards his front.
Okay, so you want to.
Yeah, like cross.
Okay, so the two of you are kind of like that.
But I want that effect of like leaving me.
Yeah, you see the kind of like, it almost looks like this spectral essence of you pulling off in this like ghostly shroud. And
I'm just pissed with the hood up.
In this moment, the guy with one hand still clutching the arrow, he throws his sword. He goes, "Stop! Stop! Stop! I yield."
I go through the face.
With the sword?
Yep.
Make an attack roll. The Gariel and Silder are just looking at you right now.
Nice. It's a 4. Oh, but he's on the floor, right?
He's not technically prone.
Okay. So that's 6 total.
So you come at him, and you do actually make contact, slicing his ear in half sideways with what should have been a jab right through his eye.
I'm gonna keep on making eye contact.
And he does that. You hear him scream in panic, and he just falls abject on the floor at your feet, like clutching your ankles, and he's just crying and begging.
Where's their bodies? Where are their bodies?
The other two?
No, I'm talking to the one that's clutching me. Are we still on initiative?
In initiative, we're kind of free-forming
Okay, so
right now.
what's the other guy doing?
The other two
there were
red
three,
brains?
right? Oh, they're all dead.
There's two dead ones.
So it's just this guy?
Just this guy.
Okay, so he's clutching on my ankles.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make the Echo like not stabbing or anything. I just want him to slowly put his sword right in.
See this faint sword that has these wisps of almost smoke come off of it and just right next to his neck, and you can feel him sobbing and begging so much he's almost like shaking your ankles.
Where's my brother?
I don't. Brother, what do you mean?
Where are their bodies?
Bodies?
The other two that were with me.
So this red brand is just crying and begging at your feet, and he's not even looking up at you. Like his face is in the dirt right now, and he says, I don't know. I know that, I know Glassstaff wanted something to do with a body. I don't know. We were sent out here to find things, find out what was going on in the town, maybe collect a little bit of money.
How many of you are in total?
He looks over at the two
Dead bodies.
Left.
I think 4 or 5.
Are the bugbears still inside the manor?
I think a couple of them are, but I know the big one left.
Do you know what direction they take when they leave?
I think he went east.
East?
They usually went into the woods.
Okay.
I don't know, they work for whoever the Glassstaff's working with.
Is Glassstaff back in the manor?
I think so. I mean, he was the one who sent us here. He said, please don't kill me.
I have the Echo. Just finish it off.
Just
Yep. I mean, he already had the sword right there on the neck.
he did. Go ahead, make a melee attack for the Echo with advantage.
10.
10.
I mean,
It starts to cut into the neck, but it's going slow, and you hear this guy just starting to
freak out.
you hear this gargling noise, and then you hear this, and this arrow or a crossbow bolt just takes him right in the side of the head. But it didn't come from behind where Sildur was, and you look over and you see Linen starting to lower the crossbow bolt.
Well, it's a little messier than I'm used to, but you think we can make this a little quicker?
Are my boots full of blood?
You put what?
Are my boots full of blood? Like in the
Yeah,
front?
he's bleeding out all over your shoes right now.
Good. Okay. All right, let's go.
All right, and you look over and the three of you look at Linen, and she has a set of studded leather on, and she's got traveling clothes and a dark woolen cloak on, but she looks almost red brandish, and you can see where the red brands were getting most of their equipment from originally when they set up. But she's not wearing any of the red, and she just takes another one of the bolts, slides it in, readies her heavy crossbow.
All right then, lead on. Where are we going?
I actually want to go through the cave back.
Oh, okay.
Back tracing my...
So you start backtracking?
Yep.
Okay.
I want to backtrack to where I left them.
All right. So you take off, and the three of them start to follow you, and Sildur walks up next to you and starts.
Where are we going? I thought we were going to the manor.
We are. This is the back entrance. goes through the wood, this is where it came from.
Figured those bastards had another way in.
They might be expecting visitors, but I don't know if they're going to be expecting from their normal escape route.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably very true. Good thinking.
Keep an eye out to see if you notice anything on the way there. There might be some traps left over.
I'll keep an eye out. You do the same.
You see, he starts to fall back so that he's got the rear position. You've got point, and Gariel is behind you with Linden behind her. So you turn back up, going north direction up the cross street.
Mm-hmm.
You walk past the Shrine of Luck and just keep heading straight out of town. Takes you just a little bit now because it's full dark on this side of town. In fact, actually give me a survival check.
Forgot my torches. Survival. So 13 on the dice. 16 total.
16? All right. Takes you not 5-10 minutes as soon as you leave town and approach the woods to track exactly where you came out, and you find the small, kind of rocky hillside. You didn't really take it in much when you left originally, but this fissure is slightly hidden off of the roadway. You wouldn't initially see it, but it's not like it's disguised. It's just there's not a good sight line on it from the road.
And it's completely dark inside.
Pitch black.
I don't see any lights or anything in the end.
Nope.
Okay. I'd light up a torch.
Okay. All right, you spark up a torch, and so
You have a second one.
Yep. I actually have quite a few. So I prepare it with mine,
okay.
and then
He takes it from
pass
you.
Anybody see in the dark?
Gary goes, I see pretty okay.
Do you mind taking second place?
No problem.
So I get the second torch,
Mm-hmm.
and I just pass it along to him, and just put my hand out there, hold it, like waiting for him to pick it up.
And he takes it.
And then I realize that my brother's not the one that's getting the torch, so he's not gonna light it up.
Silder kind of places the torch next to yours to light it.
Sorry. I just apologize. I turn it off.
He looks at you he looks at you and he kind of looks through you a little bit.
I understand. More than you know.
I shake it off and I just like try to continue forward.
And Gariel says, I see pretty okay without the lights. You gentlemen man the torches. If necessary, I can create some light if something should happen and if you need to throw your torches down, let's say.
So that's how you use that. Anyway, let's keep going.
And Linden goes,
I'll stay out here. I'll see if any of them try to follow, and I'll pick them off before they get in. I'm not skilled like you gentlemen here, but I can hunt snipe. I think I should be able to pick off a red band if one of them gets a little curious, or if I see any of them come running out.
Does anybody have a rope?
I don't.
Gariel says,
Nor I.
I left mine behind. Linnell, do you have a rope or anything?
No, but I just got my trusty crossbow, and that's about it.
Real quick, is there a bigger boulder or anything around this area, right here?
there's not like a freestanding boulder.
Yeah, but like something loose, like tree stump, a tree stump, or anything like that.
To do what?
Leave it right there in the front of the cave. And if it's dark and they're running.
Ah, yeah. Go ahead and give me another survival check.
Four.
4. It takes you a little bit of time,
I want to do this quickly. So if I see that it's taking me too long to do something like this,
It takes. I mean, you're here at the edge of the woods. It takes maybe 5 minutes to find a sizable tree branch that had fallen, and kind of bring everyone into the cave. And you see, Linen has started to retreat a little bit into the woods. And there's nothing it's not like you can brace it horizontally, but you kind of lean it at kind of an internal angle. But if somebody was to come tear-assing out of there, they're going to eat branch on their way out.
that's what I want. So I start making my way down back.
Okay. So it takes you all a few moments. You remember it was a couple 100 feet through this fissure leading back under the manor.
The more I keep walking toward, and then I know I'm getting closer, I'm gonna have flashbacks. Or at least I want to like recall, like me running, and then like hear the hit of my brother. I want to hear, like trying to bring back, so I can pump myself up.
Okay. Yeah, it's the memories of only a few hours ago are continuing to just wash over you as you walk further and further through this cave fissure. And as you finally come around a bend, you swear you hear that sound again. You look around and nobody else seems to register any noises. But as you come to the final bend, you start to peek around. You can see with your torchlight that the fissure opens up into that large cavern before. You feel a hand on your shoulder from behind. And you look back and it's Gariel. And she says, I sense magic in here. There's something dark in here that I can sense. Did you encounter anything strange when you were down here? Any
A laboratory?
no other types of creatures or anything?
I can't recall. A single-eyed monster.
A single-eyed monster?
Yes, it would glow every time it did anything. His single eye would glow, but we took care of him.
There's still some trace here. I can... Give me a moment. If you wait, Silder. And Silder kind of stops you. What are we doing? And she says, give me a moment and I can suss out this mystery. And she starts to cast a spell. She's slowly taking her time with it, and you can tell she's doing it ritualistically. Go ahead, from your training as a cleric, go ahead and give me an insight check.
That would be 15.
Okay. So you see her start to cast this spell, and given your cleric knowledge and your insight check, you can tell that she's casting Detect Magic. And it takes her the requisite 10 minutes to cast this out. And then at the end, you see her eyes are closed through most of this as she's performing the movements. And then she just closes both hands and her eyes open. And she says, I detect the room ahead. There's, almost beneath it, this faint necromantic energy. And there's something else. There's some spark of light down there as well. It's confusing. Was there a pit or a hole?
There's like a ridge, like going down.
Like a fissure?
Yes.
Okay, that would be... The necromantic energy must be coming from in there, but
Also that spark. There's something there.
Well, if I recall correctly, my rope is still hanging from there unless they took it out from one of the posts.
Let's proceed with some caution, but we might want to, if we're not already finding company, I think we should check this out.
I want to move closer to that fallen bridge.
Okay. So are you just walking out into the cavern?
I'm trying to go towards the edge,
Okay.
because I know that it elongates in the middle of the area, and you can actually technically try to climb down.
Yeah. So you walk in, you can still see that the rigged bridge is still hanging into the crevasse, creating effectively a rope ladder down into it. Go ahead, give me a perception check.
Do I see that creature again there? No, 8.
8. Okay, you don't see any red brands. You don't see any people of any kind. You don't see the dust from the creature that you eliminated earlier. What you do immediately see, though, in here, is that there are 4 lit torch sconces in this room that were not lit before. This room originally was dark the first time you traversed through.
Can I look down the crevasse?
Sure. You look down there, and now that there is an ambient amount of light along with your torch, you do see the decayed body that was down there. And from where you're at, the fissure crevasse kind of creaks to the side. You don't have much of a sight line over there if you're still here towards the entrance that you came in. Do you proceed further in, or
Kind of look up the columns where I saw this creature, before?
As you look up, now that it's much more well lit in here, you see kind of dug into the columns, and along on the walls too are claw marks that this thing apparently used to climb all over this place. This must have been some type of warren for it. You do see what looks like a femur stashed in a little crop, a rock outcropping towards the top, like it was up there with a snack some time ago, but the bone seems clean. But you don't see anything, you don't hear any movement.
If I don't see any movement, Silder, isn't this odd?
Yeah, they, I think you're right that they were probably waiting for whereabouts under the manor are we?
And I explain. I mean, me as a player, I don't know, but my character would know, correct?
Yeah, so you explain to him that this is kind of the center area of the underground complex that you guys had explored. And he says,
They're either holed up in the quarters in the back where you found Yarno's room, or they're waiting for us at the front. But they're waiting for us. If these torches are lit, they're here.
I asked Gabrielle if she knows where in particular she's getting that sense.
and she closes her eyes and concentrates for a minute, and she says,
Further ahead, just past that bridge there.
Okay.
I'm feeling it's down in the crevasse. Yes.
I'm not trying to stealth, because the more people I get, the easier it is gonna be for me, like get rushed. But I want to go to that area where she's pointing to.
Okay. So you walk along the edge of the crevasse towards the bridge that's still standing, keeping the torch lit, and you look down into the crevasse, and this whole area had previously been pitch black.
Please don't tell me I can see my brother or Kismet.
You do not see either of them. What you do see is that the fissure goes a little bit under the rock wall that sort of defined the room. It goes in, not to quite create a cave, but kind of almost like a alcove, kind of a natural alcove in here. And there, down in there, you do see a not insignificant pile of human bones, but also a small-ish, about medium size, battered wooden chest.
Can I get down into the alcove area?
Yeah, the fissure has sloped sides to it, so it wouldn't be terribly difficult to climb up or down, just with a little bit of effort. You
Okay.
slide down?
Yep.
Okay. You head down, your feet impact the solid rock, and the ground down here feels unnaturally cold. And you feel this almost sickening feeling start to creep into your stomach.
What should be a mimic? He furiously start writing.
I was about to say, yeah, I'm adding that note for the next time I run this.
Oh god. All right. So I see the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Is it locked?
It's not locked. It looks like a long foot locker. It maybe at one point in time had kind of one of those flip latches on it, but it's been torn off. You see kind of the long claws from the creature. The creature apparently torn this off some time ago.
And real quick, do I hear anything like across the ridge? Because I'm thinking the echo will like travel through.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
14.
You don't hear anything. You hear the slight metal shifting, and you look up and you see Silder has got his crossbow kind of up like this. He's got the torch in the other hand, and it's him kind of just doing this motion, just constantly ready. And it's just kind of the slight clinking of his armor, but it's very, very subtle.
So with the back, the torch, I try to like open it.
Okay.
Chest.
So you use the torch as kind of a wedge.
Yeah.
To pop it open, and it slides open, and inside is a small pile enough to line the bottom of gold coins, and there are 2 almost fist-sized emeralds in here, and laying right on top is this beautiful, pristine longsword with its hilt shaped in a set of wings, and the crossbars are a set of wings, and the hilt is finely wrapped leather. It looks like a silver inlay that leads down to the bottom that ends in a slightly curved hook beak, and you recognize the artistic style is very, very similar to the signet ring that you recovered from the crypts.
I take my long sword from the scabbard, put it in the back, like wedged between the other backpack and my scale mail.
Okay, yeah, you can. There's using one of the loops on your backpack creates kind of a rough scabbard. If you weren't wearing metal armor, it might impose a little bit of a risk to you, but it's secure enough.
I poke it with the torch, see if it actually triggers anything.
It doesn't trigger anything. It just rattles around in there, and you see it's kind of just displace a couple of the coins. One of the emeralds kind of rolls to its side as it gets bumped.
I pick up the sword.
Okay.
And to think that my brother almost found this.
And you look at it, and it has almost a mirror sheen to it. This thing is clearly old from the amount of time that it's been here, but still looks in perfect condition.
I'll use it in his name.
Alrighty.
And I go ahead and I put it on my
In your scabbard? Okay.
Obviously, just whatever space I have, because I don't have much satchel or anything. I just try to take like whatever gold or the emeralds that fit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you have a travel backpack.
Still, yeah.
That's enough to pack them in. You're estimating there's about 60 gold stashed in here roughly. So you're not giving an exact count. And like I said, 2 fist-sized emeralds are in here as well.
Okay. Do I know kind of how much it will be worth?
Give me a... I would say this is a straight intelligence check.
Oh, so you want me to just tell you the intelligence that I have?
Yes.
Yeah, 10?
10? Well, no, I mean, what did you...
18.
18? Okay, so you just have a +0 to the 18. These have got to be worth at least 100 gold each.
Okay.
You know, you're not a jewel smith or a jewel maker at all, but these things have got to be worth a significant amount of money.
So we're talking about that chest and glass staff room that I just left on Linnell's that had gems and non-specified amount of gems that you have mentioned, and 200 coins of gold. Well, different kinds of coins. And this one right here is 2 emeralds, fist size, and 60 gold pieces, and the sword. It's a long sword, right?
It is a long sword.
Okay. And is there anything else?
Like I said, there's a pile of bones. You rifle through them.
Okay. All right. I come back out.
Okay. All right. As you climb out, you give one last look to the bones, and you can see torn bits of red cloth on a couple of the bones.
Red cloth? Do they look like what I'm wearing?
Yep. Same color the red brands wear.
Is it all of them have something like it's
Not all of
spread
them.
out?
Not all of them. Some of these are some of the cloth that's on only a few of the bones. Some of the cloth is almost completely rotted away. The few pieces of red cloth you see stand out because they seem relatively new.
So, 2 things: either they're recent sacrifices, or it's my brother and Kismet.
Possible.
I step out of the ridge.
Okay. As you step out, Gariel looks at the sword and you. What'd you find? That looks quite nice.
I pull it out, and just show it to her.
She takes it. She looks it over. Hi, that's must have been a family heirloom of the family that originally helped found the town and lived in the manor. She hands the sword back over to you.
Maybe we can use their name and clear out this red brand. It's trash from here.
I say that's probably a good idea.
I start putting it back in.
Okay. And as you slide it in, you hear from the south hallway. Thank you for listening to House of Crit Presents The Lost Mine of Phandelver. Join us next time as the adventure continues. If you like our content, please like, share, and comment. For more House of Crit, you can join us at houseofcrit.com and on our YouTube channel. Click on the links in the description below for more Dungeons & Dragons content, and be sure to check out Behind the Screen, a roundtable discussion featuring the Dungeon Masters of House of Crit.